That's so much I want to talk about with Alan West, retired colonel, former congressman. But first off, Colonel, I wanted to get into this battle back and forth for the Republican nomination and what some are calling a collusive act with John Kasich and Ted Cruz are coming together to work to bring down Donald Trump. What do you think of it?
Well, it's good to be with you, Neil, and I have to tell you that it's very disconcerting. First and foremost, it does have the optics of some semblance of desperation. And I think everyone has to understand is that it would appear that two people that are teaming up together to defeat the front runner, and the GOP has to understand that because they did not own up to the promises that they made in achieving a majority in the House, a majority in the Senate, the largest majority since World War II, they are kind of responsible for the rise of Donald Trump, and you cannot just disregard the will of the electorate and all of these primary
these guys say, as you know,
events.
Congressman, they come around and say, well, more than half didn't support Donald Trump. We represent the final half. Now, be that as it may, they didn't do this in secret. Now, let me just go on here. They're to be wrapped for doing this. Maybe even their supporters say too late, that the time to have considered such a strategy was a while ago, and they didn't. What do you think?
Absolutely right. I mean, it was a while ago that they should have done this, and they did not take Donald Trump very serious, and now they see themselves in this situation. But I think it's a little bit deceiving and deceitful to try to say that Mr. Trump has not gathered 50% of the vote, because he was at the beginning in a field of contestants that was anywhere from, 13 to 14 different candidates other than himself. So that's a very deceptive thing.
Well, they're trying. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, let me go back to our original subject, and you were kind enough to indulge me on this political stuff. The president now looking to send another 250 forces to Syria. I guess the question I have is it too little, too late? And in other words, is the nastiness already out of the bottle? We've got ISIS sympathizers all over the world now.
Mm-hmm. No, you're exactly right. And again, it comes back to those optics that we just talked about as seemingly desperation. Look, there are two words in the military that we absolutely and abjectly hate. It's called mission creep. And you've seen that with the Obama administration. Just 2 weeks ago, we announced sending 200 troops into Iraq. Now we're talking about 250 to go into Syria. That puts the troop strength that we have over there at about 4,300. But what is really concerning for me, Neil, is just about a month ago, we had reports that Syrian rebels that were backed by the Department of Defense were fighting against Syrian rebels that were backed by the CIA. And so we are going to send 250 troops into Syria at a time when the Syrian army is resurgent based upon the air cover from the Russian Air Force, as well as Iran has Quds and Hezbollah forces there. This is not the type of situation you want to introduce our forces into without any clear strategic guidance.
Colonel, always good seeing you. Thanks for indulging all these other questions. I appreciate it.
You got it.
Be well.